I like low-wing RC airplanes, and I like low-wing RC airplanes in this size, like 1.1, 1.2. I think it's just great. So I mean, I have this RV-7. I think also like the Cherokee is a really sweet RC airplane. So I mean, it's just a great one. And I just want to show another flight, so let's go outside and do a morning flight on the RV-7. So starting this morning then with some inverted flying. I think you can tell very much about how an RC airplane flies inverted. If it does great and nice inverted loops, for instance. If it's just easy to control with enough elevator authority. So that's I'm just trying to do certain part of each flight I do on all my RC airplane then with inverted and some simple aerobatics. I mean, my goal is just to, in just the small steps, then just improve my flying skills. So most often it's also about just having the guts to do things and just bring RC airplane out of your kind of comfort zone. But when it comes to this RV-7, it's just very easy. I just tend to do, when I have like smaller and not too heavy RC airplanes, I just tend to be less stressed with them. So maybe the most stressful flights I have is with some EDF RC airplanes, not because they fly kind of odd, just because, I mean, most of them, especially on grass, then can be a little bit interesting landings with. But this one then does come in stock configuration with the wheel pants. I quickly removed mine and I've tried first off the Bro wheels, which works just fine. But now I have these Dave Brown, I think they are like 4 inches, super soft wheels, so touch and goes then. Let's see how this works. I mean, they are so smooth, no odd sound or anything. And if you have like a rougher ground like this, I mean, these wheels are just fantastic when it comes to smooth operation. No odd sound, just makes for better landings, and I cannot, I mean, they're just great. I also tried these wheels then on my E-Flite variant, and they work just great on the variant as well. I think that on this one they are just the right size, so it doesn't look out of place.
Frame losses 11, hold 0.
I think I discovered, I mean, you just heard like frame losses there on my TX, and I just noticed it when you have like, when you go just like there, you have another couple of frame losses. When you have like the angle, you're playing quite close to the ground, you do get a few frame losses. So, I mean, because your antenna on your TX, then usually you hold your TX more or less like horizontal and your antenna is just pointing straight out. So if you then angle your antenna a little bit upwards, I think you will get like 0 frame losses because it just, I mean, you have like an odd angle when the RC plane is just close to the ground. So my suggestion is then just to, if you, I mean, I most often just forget about it, but when I do remember, I just try to angle the antenna on the NX10 then just a little bit upwards, so I have a better reception. I don't think that a few frame losses here and there matters, but regardless. It's also a good thing just to set up your like TX with these flight log warnings. So before anything crazy happens, so you have like a hold where you just lose control of your RC airplane. You have indication of how many frame losses you have, and if you, I mean, you start to go like 150 or something, I should really just investigate why. And then you have like a live readout, and you can certainly just tell if you, for instance, then go very low and you have your antenna just horizontal, you will certainly probably just get a few frame losses. Not every time, but sometimes. Then you have the voice alert also. So this is a very enjoyable RC airplane to go from anything from slow touch and goes just to speedy flying. And there you have, like, when I had a low angle or low altitude of this RC airplane, and then I had, you know, a few frame losses. So nothing to worry about, but now you know why and how you can remedy most of it. Just have the right angle on the antenna. And this is plane that features an AR631, so it does only have one antenna. Very easy just to go touch and goes. I like to spice up my flying then with touch and goes and just, you know, a kind of a showing the flight envelope on every RC airplane I own. And this RV-7, I mean, it's just on top of my list. Very enjoyable RC airplane. Without being the best one, I think the overall features and design of this RC airplane is just hard to beat. When it comes to just low-wing RC airplanes, I mean, I just want to explore more of them, and I'm more interested to fly like civilian low-wing RC airplanes than I am flying warbirds, because I've tried so many warbirds, and I think that, I mean, just because you have like, this is a sporty RC airplane then, but if you have like scale RC airplane that do look really nice when you do sporty aerobatics, I think that's a plane that really suits me. And this RV-7 then, it's just a perfect match. Now, of course, it would be interesting to see, I mean, something like 1.2, 1.3, like the Cherokee size then, also low wing. That would be really a fantastic addition to my fleet. So let's see if I can just dig up some interesting RC airplanes then. But as far as this RV-7, it's just a great feature set. And just I mean, it's a great looking RC airplane. Just look at it. You have good pilot inside, nice paint job on this RC airplane, good orientation difference between the top side and the bottom side, and I also have modified the wheels then on mine. So these are Dave Brown super soft wheels, which makes for almost like silent touch and go operations. They are really fantastic wheels these. So I mean, if you're interested in this RC airplane, I mean, don't expect this one to be the most agile one. Don't expect this one to be the most rock solid RC airplane in wind. But if you want to have something like small that you can just put in your car and just do sporty flying, then this RV-7 surely just ticks all the boxes.